7 minutes after the 6 o'clock hour here in WCLU. It's 47 degrees. I was excited about coming to work this morning because it wasn't supposed to be raining. But guess what? It's misting. It's sprinkling out there this morning. Let's be aware of that, and let's check in with Ray Stasiuk at the Weather Channel to get an understanding of exactly where we're going as we head into the Easter weekend weather-wise.
Trying to get the front through, and we will, but some chillier air back behind it, and with that front coming through by tomorrow morning, we're about 10 degrees colder than we are this morning. This afternoon's 54 is 13 degrees below average, considerably cloudy, and still some occasional showers around today. Tonight we will clear it, falling back to about 36 degrees. Chilly start to our Saturday, then mostly sunny in the afternoon, 66. Maybe a shower by the evening hours as clouds increase, and then a steadier rain overnight. Sunday looks like rain, and high temperatures in the upper 40s for Easter Sunday, unfortunately. Monday, mostly cloudy, low 60s, showers, thunderstorms around for the first part of Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stasiuk, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. 6:09, 47 degrees. Let me get our current conditions here because we did get rain yesterday, almost 3/4 of an inch, 0.72 hundredths if you want to be on the button. And it's still misting out there, 97% humidity. 29.85 is the pressure, and the winds are blowing out of the south this morning at about 18 miles an hour. 72 hundredths of an inch of rain, 0.72. Round one of local news, live to the newsroom, and news director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. State police investigated a two-vehicle injury collision yesterday morning on the Cumberland Parkway near the Metcalfe-Adair County line, resulting in the parkway being shut down for more than 10 hours. 58-year-old Randy Johnson of Glasgow was driving a 2017 Volvo traveling east on the parkway when, for an unknown reason, he lost control. Entering the median, traveled into the westbound lanes. His vehicle then went off the roadway, struck an earth embankment, and leaving his trailer crossways in the roadway. 47-year-old William Davis of Madisonville was driving a 2010 Freightliner west on the parkway when he struck the trailer, trapping him inside his vehicle. Davis was extricated from his vehicle by the Adair County and Metcalfe County Fire and Rescue squads. Johnson and Davis were wearing their seatbelts at the time of the collision. They were both transported to T.J. Sampson Hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. Sergeant Randy Honeycutt investigated the collision. He was assisted at the scene by the Metcalfe County Sheriff's Office, Fire and Rescue, Adair County Fire and Rescue, and Barron Metcalfe EMS. And a surprise pension bill wins final approval in the Kentucky legislature, and teachers across the state are outraged. This is from the Lexington Herald Leader. Republicans uncorked a surprise 291-page proposal yesterday afternoon to overhaul Kentucky's ailing public pension system and gave it final approval hours later as the chants of angry teachers echoed through the Capitol late into the night. The public never had a chance to look at the bill before the Senate voted 22-15 to give it final passage at 10:15 last night. Sent it on to Governor Matt Bevin for his signature or his veto. Tonight, 49 members of the Kentucky House, 22 members of the Kentucky Senate voted not to keep kicking the pension problem down the road. Bevin posted on Twitter, anyone who will receive a retirement check in the years ahead owes a deep debt of gratitude to these 71 men and women who did the right thing. Here's House Minority Leader Rocky Atkins.
A pension reform bill that was thought to be lost for the 2018 session was brought back to the legislature for a vote. In an earlier form, the pension legislation was Senate Bill 1. Provisions of that bill, thought to be put away for the session, were inserted into a wastewater bill, Senate Bill 151. With a few changes from the House, the bill was voted on in committee and brought to the House floor for a vote. Senate Bill 151 retains the same provisions of Senate Bill 1, but raises the cost of living adjustment to 1.5%. Other provisions of the bill include not allowing state retirees to use all accumulated sick days towards retirement, and all future hires are moved to a hybrid cash balance retirement plan. House Minority Floor Leader Rocky Atkins of Sandy Hook spoke against the measure.
I would ask this body, Mr. Speaker, to stand up for public education and the future of public education and defeat Senate Bill 151.
The bill passed in the House and in the Senate and now heads to the governor for his signature to become law. Reporting from the
We've
state
always
capitol
looked to the
is
stars with questions. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise is helping answer them, providing physicists with enough compute power to map the universe, unlocking its secrets to better understand our place within it.
And here is Representative Bam Carney.
To be able to do the phase-in portion of this legislation that our cities, counties, and school districts are desperately begging us for. Otherwise, we know what's going to happen to those systems. And many of us here, I've been here 10 years. Many of us here, we've heard the debate about funding for the last year. Find funding first, etc. Well, we've made that effort, and we're going to continue to make that effort in the House. Many of us here have unintentionally, including myself, in my 10 years, underfunded the pension system. I've heard from colleagues all across the Commonwealth that funds have been swept, funds have been this, that, etc. And I want to thank Bo Barnes. He was at a forum that I had at home, and he clearly stated to teachers and public workers that any money that ever was removed were paid back with interest.
Republican lawmakers hailed the bill as a compromise. This is Senate Bill 1 without the provisions people were concerned about, said Representative Chad McCoy from Bardstown. We listened to you, we heard your concerns, and we took those things out. Now, during the House debate, Carney said the bill would provide zero short-term savings in the next 2-year state budget, but he does expect that ratings agencies encouraged by signs of pension reform will raise Kentucky's credit rating, making borrowing cheaper. Now, according to a summary, the bill would place teachers hired after January 1st of 2019 in a hybrid cash balance plan at Teachers Retirement System of Kentucky rather than a traditional pension, but it wouldn't reduce the annual 1.5% cost of living adjustments for retired teachers, which was a controversial part of Senate Bill 1. Retired teachers in Kentucky don't get Social Security benefits, so any freeze in their pension does affect their total retirement income. Retirement eligibility for future teachers would increase to age 65 with 5 years of service, or the rule of 87 when the employee's combined age and the years of service equal 87. The involvable contract that protects reduction in future employee benefits would be limited to account balances in the cash balance plan. These plans are less generous than a traditional defined benefits pension, but offer more retirement security than a 401k style defined contribution account. Rates would be 9.105% of salaries for teachers, with the state kicking in 6%, school districts providing an additional 2%. For educators at state universities who participate in the pension system, the employee contribution rate would be 7.625%, with the 4% employer contribution. Current teachers could not count payments for sick leave days as accumulated after December 31st, 2018, toward their retirement. For state workers who are enrolled in the Kentucky retirement system and those who have been placed in hybrid cash balance plans since 2014, sick leave could not be used for the purpose of retirement eligibility or to reduce applicable actuarial penalties for requirements occurring after July 1st of 2023. A state employee who retires after January 1st of 2019 and returns to a state job would also not get a second retirement account at KRS. State retirees would lose $5,000 in death benefits payable to a designated beneficiary, State Representative James K. of Versailles said in the House floor debate. Glasgow police have made several arrests. They responded to Milton Avenue on Wednesday in reference to a suspicious person complaint. When they arrived at the scene, Officer Wesley Hicks found 43-year-old Greg Ballard of Glasgow. When Ballard saw police, he immediately took off running through several backyards from Officer Hicks. He was ultimately apprehended by Officer Jonathan Clark at the intersection of Doris and Milton Avenues. He was arrested, charged with fleeing or evading police, wanton endangerment, and resisting arrest. He was also served with 3 outstanding bench warrants. Also on the same day, Glasgow police conducted a traffic stop on Happy Valley Road when they saw a vehicle without their rear license plate illuminated. Upon further investigation and field sobriety test, 36-year-old Brad Bull of Glasgow was arrested, charged with rear license plate not illuminated DUI, possession of controlled substance, tampering with physical evidence. Also on Wednesday, Glasgow police responded to Happy Valley Road after receiving tips that a subject staying there had an active warrant for his arrest. Upon further investigation and consent to search, officers found methamphetamine, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia. 53-year-old James Penley of Glasgow was arrested, charged with possession of a controlled substance, drug paraphernalia, giving officer a false name, theft of identity. 55-year-old Patricia Warmack, also of Glasgow, was arrested, charged with possession of a controlled substance, drug paraphernalia, and possession of marijuana. 49-year-old Charles Cardwell of Morgantown was also arrested, charged with possession of a controlled substance, drug paraphernalia, and tampering with physical evidence. All three were lodged in the Barron County Detention Center. Officer Jonathan Clark was the arresting officer. It's 6:17 a.m. on this finally Friday morning, 47 degrees.
U.S. Bank. Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Legendary Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Legendberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Legendberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
In more local news, there's a couple of egg hunts coming up this weekend. The Glasgow Parks and Recreation, along with the Barron County Family YMCA, will have their egg hunt at Beaver Creek Park tomorrow. Over 10,000 eggs will be hidden. You can win a bike at 1 p.m. Walking to 3 years old will hunt, 1:15 4 to 7, and at 1:30 ages 8 to 10. And the Metcalfe County Relay for Life's having their After Dark egg hunt at the Edmonton Memorial Park football field. $5 entry fee to hunt, 6:30 children 11 and under, and at 7:30 12 and over. And motorists should prepare for extremely heavy southbound volumes of traffic when traveling I-65 this weekend. In recent years, slow conditions were reported on Friday going into the week when many public schools are on spring break. Delays were not the result of incidents or construction activities. In these instances, volumes are simply heavier than two lanes can accommodate. Stop-and-go traffic is the result. Friday afternoon is expected to be the height of volume, but heavier than usual traffic is likely to continue through the weekend and the remainder of spring break. Now, while northbound traffic is also expected to be noticeably heavier the weekend coming out of spring break, it should be less concentrated than southbound traffic the week going in. Motorists are asked to plan ahead for these conditions. Weather will also be a factor. Chances of rain are in the forecast for much of the weekend and early next week, creating the possibility of reduced visibility and stopping distance. With regard to construction between mile markers 83 and 95, no lane closures are planned through the spring break period. Work will not impact traffic. For updated road conditions, you can always go online to www.gokentucky.ky.gov. Right now it is 6:21 a.m., 47 degrees.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR
Network. I'm Jaleesa Chapman. A Hopkinsville police officer has been shot and killed. According to Kentucky State Police, 38-year-old Phil Meacham was driving his personal vehicle when he was pulled over just after 5 Thursday night by a man pretending to be a police officer. Police Chief Clayton Sumner says the suspect, 34-year-old James DeCourcy, has a criminal history.
He has been arrested before in the past. I don't know what all for. I haven't pulled up his history or anything like that.
DeCourcy immediately left the scene, stealing a pickup truck with Kentucky plates in the process. Authorities found DeCourcy in Clarksville, Tennessee, where he was shot and killed by Clarksville police. Some Kentucky schools are closed this morning as teachers protest in Frankfort. Thursday night, the Kentucky Senate approved a $291 public pension reform package that was inserted into a completely unrelated bill. Governor Matt Bevin tweeted his support for the bill Thursday night, shortly after it passed the Senate. The bill moves future teachers into a hybrid plan. Fayette County and Jefferson County are two inactive school systems this Friday. Kentucky lawmakers have given final passage to a bill that helps pregnant inmates.
Republican Representative Jason Petrie of Todd County supports the measure that steers pregnant inmates into rehab centers to treat their drug addiction.
This is a dignity bill. It's not a partisan issue. I can't get that at all. This is something that will truly help people.
The legislation applies to pregnant inmates awaiting trial on nonviolent charges. It also mandates basic health and hygiene services for the women and prohibits the shackling of pregnant inmates during childbirth. I'm Paul Miles.
And the Girl Scouts of Middle Tennessee have donated nearly 51,000 boxes of cookies to Fort Campbell. The donations are made through the Troop Gift of Caring and Hugs for Our Soldiers program. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC.
News time at WCLU is 6:25. We have 47 degrees. Stand by. We're going to have the area funeral announcements as well as sports in just a moment.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
News time from WCLU is 6:26. We have a temperature reading of 47 degrees. We have had about 3/4 of an inch of rain in the past 24 hours, and there is some sprinkling going on out there this morning. Be aware of that as you factor in your morning commute. In area funeral announcements this hour, Maggie Ruth Norris King, age 91, of Burkesville, died Thursday at Cumberland County Hospital. She is survived by her husband Floyd King, her sons Ernie King of Bowling Green, Jimmy King of Burkesville, and her daughter Patty Shaw of Lexington. along with several grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Service for Maggie Ruth Norris King will be held at 2 o'clock on Saturday at the Norris New Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Dutch Creek Cemetery in Cumberland County. The family will receive friends after 3 p.m. today until the funeral hour on Saturday. Contributions are appreciated to the Dutch Creek Cemetery Fund. Pauline Short Turner, age 90, of Glasgow, died Wednesday at NHC Healthcare Center. She was a member of the South Green Street Church of Christ and is survived by 3 children, Linda Turner Bray and husband Randall, Wanda Gale Staples and husband Jerry, and Clyde Turner Jr. and wife Darlene. 4 grandchildren, Stacy Bray, Randy Bray, Christopher Wayne Staples, and Aubrey Turner. 2 great-grandchildren, Hannah Bray and Jaden Bray. Service for Pauline Short Turner will be at 11 o'clock Saturday at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Burial in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 4 p.m. Wayne Leon Madewell, age 46, of Center, died Wednesday at his residence. The Lakeland, Florida native was the son of the late Wayne Jordan and Linda Cardell York, who survives. Other survivors include his wife, Christina McKenzie, 7 children, Sean Madewell, Amy Madewell, Christian, Autumn, Brittany, Sahara, and Alex Luce. 5 grandchildren, Serenity Luce, Jackson Luce, Saghai Luce, Natal Helton, and C.J. Helton. 6 siblings, Cindy Loggins, Tina Loggins, Greg Loggins, and George Madewell, Timmy Madewell, and Luane Jordan. Services for Wayne Leon Madewell will be held at 2 o'clock on Saturday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, with cremation to follow. Visitation begins at noon Saturday at the funeral home. Memorial services for Charlie Ann Lewis, age 55, of Park City, will be Saturday at 3 o'clock at the Way Church in Horse Cave. Visitation will begin at 1 p.m. Saturday at the church. Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Homes in charge. Services for Velmer Lee Kogar, age 76, of Summers Shade, will be Saturday at 1 at the McMurtry Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Union No. 2 Cemetery. Visitation begins this afternoon at 2 p.m. and continues Saturday until time for service. Funeral services for Logan Blake Keys, age 15, of Park City, will be at 12 noon Saturday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial in the Happy Valley Memorial Gardens. Visitation begins today at 2 p.m. Service for Terry Wayne Mundy, age 65, of Jackson, Tennessee, will be at 2 o'clock this afternoon at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Happy Valley Memorial Gardens. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
Total local care 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total local care 24/7.
Or am I the only one who sees the things we could be? If we would make more of an effort, then I think you'd agree that we could make the world a better place, a place that is free. Life is really what you make of it. You gotta give and take a bit. Someone's always up and someone's always in a pit.
Campaigns can be stressful. You've got to make it to every event, understand every issue, shake every hand, ask for every vote. You smile the entire time. Thank goodness you've got WCLU, your home for local.
I've been going around the world.
6:31 now from WCLU. We are waking up with a temperature reading of 46 degrees. Let's turn to locals.
Are you looking for your dream?
Let's turn to local sports. We don't know what is and what isn't going to happen because of the fact that we have rain out there today. Very misty rain, I guess is what we're trying to say. But in high school softball this afternoon on the schedule, Barron County travels to Metcalfe County, Hart County hosts Louisville, Fairdale, and Edmondson County visits Cumberland County. In baseball action today, Caverna welcomes Fort Knox. Hart County entertains North Hardin. Edmonson County plays at John Hardin, and Metcalfe County goes to Monroe County. Stay tuned here at WCLU. We will have any information as far as cancellations, things of that nature come along. But it's been kind of a hard week to get much play in as far as spring sports goes, but it'll get here.
For your dream.
I've been looking for revival, cause what I see it's critical for all of our survival. People turning.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
About what's coming up weather-wise for the weekend, Ray Stajic is slowly improving things.
Continuing with the clouds and a little damp weather around on this Friday. Good news is that we'll get some drier air in here, and it looks like a great-looking Saturday. Sprinkles of rain around this morning and a few showers at times. Cloudy otherwise, and considerably cloudy through the day. Occasional rain showers, probably more hours of dry than wet, 54. We will clear tonight, colder, 36. Tomorrow, slight chance of showers, 66. That chance later, we'll probably have sunshine for most of the day. Showers and steadier rain tomorrow night with a chance of rain on Easter Sunday, highs upper 40s. Monday, mostly cloudy, low 60s. Showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Well, we've had about 3/4 of an inch of rain in the past 24 hours here at our studios, and some mist is falling right now. Let's be aware of that and don't be caught off guard by the fact that we're not done with rain, because certainly it can mess with your visibility out there for sure this morning. Barometer is, at 30 inches even. Winds out of the northwest at 6. 96% humidity, and we have, 0.72 is what in the rain gauge from the last 24 hours. It's 46 degrees from the studios of WCLU this morning. And we are at 6:35. We're going to come back, check birthdays, and then we're going to also check on the archives.
Hi, this is Will.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next, because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
The universe.
The birthdays each and every day, and in doing so, they're going to sponsor a whole big bunch of fun coming up out at the Ralphie's Fun Center for Spring Break Week. Yeah, spring break is coming up, and we're going to get ready to enjoy spring break At Ralphie's Fun Center, there's going to be something special each and every day out at Ralphie's Fun Center. And we're going to be having on the air the daily specials for when you actually get to come out to Ralphie's and enjoy the fun. You're going to save some money and have some special deals that you can take advantage of at Ralphie's Fun Center. So get ready for that. It's coming up for spring break week. All right, let me reach over here and get the birthdays and the anniversaries out. I've got, actually what I got to do is I haven't found the gong yet, but I won't worry about that just yet. I'm going to check on the birthdays for today. We've got the birthday of Steve Ward. Marilyn Barrick is celebrating. Karen Bracken. Tony Williams. Dottie Ritter. Reva Brown. Haley Edwards with a birthday today. Kim Myers. Kim, we're going to sound the 50 gong for you here just in a moment. Steve Lockhart has a birthday today. We also are celebrating today with Charles Thomason. Oliver Anderson is 1 today. And we've got the anniversary today for James and Ann Russell. It's their 45th anniversary today, so congratulations. Then on Saturday, we have Kathy Hogue. Sharon Morrison's going to be 65 tomorrow. Bruce Gibson, Georgia Glover, Greg Martin, Vernie Hayden, Austin Hayes. Austin, we understand, is going to be 37 on Saturday. And we also have the birthday tomorrow, the 66th birthday for Donnie Owen Wilson. That is Donnie Owen Wilson, who's going to be 66 tomorrow. Also, we have Chelsea Smith, who's going to be 17 tomorrow. And Chelsea's uncle, William Oscar Smith, is going to be 66 on Saturday. Anniversary Saturday, we've got James and Virginia Denton. And Rodney and Amanda Norris, congratulations for the final day of March. And then on Sunday, the first day of April, we've got Courtney Bennyfield having a birthday. Amy Page Bartley, Sherry Reinhart, Todd Hodges has a birthday on Sunday, April the 1st. And I think that's where we are. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023 or online. We are here at WCLU. Radio.com. All right, 6:39 coming back. We've got archives for you this morning where we are going to learn about the way we were.
Are you SUV? Well, now is the time to buy at Goodman Nissan during the Nissan Now sales event. Get huge savings on 2017 Nissan models, up to $8,500 off 2017 Armadas, as well as over $4,000 savings on Rogues and $3,000 off Sentras. Drive home in a new Nissan Titan, Motor Trend's 2017 Truck of the Year, the truck with America's best warranty, 5-year, 100,000-mile, bumper to bumper. And don't forget to ask about the Ultima Loyalty Program, where current Nissan owners are eligible for an additional $1,000 loyalty bonus cash on a new 2017 Altima or $500 loyalty cash on a new 2018 Altima. So hurry in for the Nissan Now sales event to receive these great deals and so much more with the Goodman Advantage at Goodman Nissan and receive a buying experience that only Goodman's can offer at the corner of Happy Valley and Reynolds Road in Glasgow. Things were never better at Goodman's.
Great deals, no games. Come home to Goodman.
I got to get that 50 gong out now because I owe Kim Myers a 50 gong. I hope it's a good one for Kim Myers on her 50th birthday today. Time to go down memory lane, look at the way we were, talk about the history, and this is always, it's always, the last day of the month is sort of our wrap-up, clean-up, take care of all the stuff we didn't get to this month, and we've got some really good stuff coming up here. As a courtesy of Tony Hogan Health Clinic and Joseph A. Wade Industrial
Scientists have
Hardware
long
Services.
hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Incorporated since 1985, a Right Tool distributor.
You can feel the difference at Tony Hogan Health Clinic. Tony goes above and beyond when it comes to your health care. From opening early at 7:30 to giving his personal number to patients, just in case.
This is nurse practitioner Tony Hogan. If you're already a patient, I want to thank you. If you're not, give me an opportunity to show you the difference. I truly care about your health and well-being.
Call me, Mandy, at Tony Hogan Health Clinic, and let's get you set up with an appointment. 651-6707, or come by at the corner of North Race and Cherry Streets in Glasgow.
All right. Are we ready to do this, Angela? Actually, hold on here. Now you can answer that question.
That's because my computer was on earlier.
Okay.
And it was coming through a video I was trying to record.
Okay. All right.
I'm here now, though, and it's Friday.
It is. It's we're winding down the week, except I don't feel anything winding down yet, do you?
Not yet, but hopefully soon.
A lot of hustling and bustling going on around here today, for sure.
I'm telling you.
Somehow I think it's going to get blamed on me.
Why?
Well, I mean,
because he's guilty.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I would say.
We'll come up with something wrong later.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no doubt.
I've been compiling a list. I've got some tally marks up here.
All right.
1918 we finished, and so did we finish 1928. But I've got 1938, several things that we need to wrap up. Think about the history. Think about how important industry has always been to this community. Mm-hmm. And then look what they did in 1938.
Okay.
The Chamber of Commerce is sponsoring a drive to raise $11,500 to eliminate the indebtedness against the overall factory in order to get that industry in operation. Citizens are being offered stock under a guarantee that if the factory is not open within 60 days, the contract for the stock will be made void. Now, that's pretty, I think that's pretty innovative for 1938. Hey, right. We've got to raise some money for this factory so it can crank up. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't crank up within 60 days, we'll cancel your contract and you won't owe anything.
Right.
But that's pretty, I think that's progressive for 1938.
I mean, I would think so.
And, of course, as history would tell us, the overall factory cranked it up and cranked them out.
Mm-hmm.
1938. A delegation of women from Smith's Grove were in Glasgow consulting the gas company concerning putting gas in Smith's Grove school building.
Well,
they weren't just wanting to do it citywide there in Smith's Grove. They wanted to actually just get it to the school. That's pretty aggressive as well for the gals there in Smith's Grove.
For sure.
In 1938, the archivist made this observation: spring is now definitely on the way. The linden tree in the southeast corner of the courthouse yard has begun to bud, and that is our official spring barometer. Now, I don't know if there's a linden tree still up there or not, but it'd be worth a look because I'm tired of not having spring underway.
There you go. Seriously.
Yes, we have another parking story today in the archives. Plans are underway by the city council to set aside loading zones on the square to assure that shoppers be less inconvenienced on busy days. The streets are so crowded that getting purchases to cars has caused much worry. You talk about the hustle and bustle of downtown in 1938. Too crowded to carry your packages to the car,
mm-hmm.
and not enough room for the trucks to unload.
There you go.
So they're proposing the loading zone. 1938 it was. 1938 in farm news out of Metcalfe County, P.V. Albright and others in the wisdom community have recently prepared their tobacco beds by, get this, steaming instead of burning. Now, there's a lot of tobacco farmers out there listening saying, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Here's what it was. They steamed their tobacco beds instead of burning them off. In this process, a large pan is inverted over the loosened soil, and then steam from the boiler is fed into the pan at a high pressure. This treatment sterilizes the plant bed satisfactorily at a considerable savings of fuel. How's that for, I guess, cutting edge?
There you go.
In 1938. I'm sure that process has some other name than, steam in the pan or
mm-hmm.
something, but nonetheless, that was 1938. This day in history, Mrs. Bryce Leach entertained the Glasgow Garden Club at her home on Brown Street. Mrs. Randolph Wilson, the president, presided, and plans were made to beautify the courthouse yard and a small park in Trigg Court.
Well,
So the garden club was keeping up with the need to make things look pretty nice around here.
That's what they've always been doing.
1938, Miss Freddie Pride celebrated her 13th birthday with a theater party. Guests included Mrs. Marjorie Mitchell, Barbara Sears, Lou Russell Rogers, Billy Mae Morris, Mary Kennard, Alice Redford, Mary June Miller, Louise Doherty, and Betty Baxter. Some young gals coming over for the 13th birthday party of Miss Freddie Pride. And that's a wrap on 1938.
Okay.
Let's see, I've got one story here to wrap up 1948. Well, actually, I think I have more than that. I do. 1948 from Fountain Run, and I just love the way I love the way the writer wrote this story.
Okay.
I hope I can read it the way he would have intended it, or she would have intended it. Okay.
Okay.
News from Fountain Run: we are thinking that Mrs. Cecil Witt will be cooking the old red rooster soon. After the mishap he caused her, he charged at her to give her a stiff fight, and in kicking him, she lost her balance and suffered a badly sprained ankle.
Oh, wow.
Since the writer now says Miss Cecil Witt is going to be cooking the old red rooster soon.
There you go.
That's the ultimate getting even.
Seriously, goodness.
In 1948, out at Fountain Run in Kentucky, the old red rooster. Now, let's look here also in 1948, if I can turn the page here. We've got news out of Hiceville. Born this day in 1948, Mr. and Mrs. V.J. Morrison had a boy. His name is James Wesley Morrison from 1948. And also, Mr. and Miss Kenneth Quigley, the former Martha Wood, are the parents of a daughter, Dorothy Jean, who arrived Monday, March the 22nd. I want to be sure to get that in the March archives. And finally, yes?
I was going to say, Henry, actually, no, Mr. Morrison. He was the mayor of Jodyville for a good while.
All right.
The mayor of what?
Jodyville is like right out there where you turn left at the stoplight in Hiceville if you're coming in from Cave City.
Yeah.
And then it goes back in there. But
do any of the marks from LRC Communications live out there?
No, these are Jodyville's a cool place, man. This is my buddy.
So you're saying the marks from LSC are not cool?
No.
Daniel Morrison and Gail Moore. That was Johnny and Gail's. It would have been Gail's father.
Nice folks, indeed, for sure. I know what you're talking. I got another one for you a little later on in the archives, Mark.
Okay, all right.
I should have brought this up to you earlier, but I couldn't do it. But hold off. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I've got something for 68 too. So
okay. There is also. Let's go back to 1948. Wrapping up March. Where are we going right here? We're turning left at the stoplight. That's close enough.
I'm picturing the Scarecrow and the Wizard of Oz. Like, which way do you go? And he's got both arms pointing.
The last story of 1948 is a biggie. A big Easter jamboree was held at the Glasgow Armory on Saturday night, March the 27th. The featured performer was Uncle Bozo.
Uncle Bozo.
Also featured were the Chappelle Square Dancers from Tompkinsville, the Glasgow Dancers, Kimball James and the Kentucky Playboys, and a tap dancing contest. The biggest show of the year.
Biggest show.
I think it would be hard to be the judge of a tap dancing contest.
I mean, it wouldn't be as hard as being the judge of a beauty contest or a baby contest.
Probably true. All right, so that's 1948. I think that brings it to the end of 48. Okay. My notes here say that we're already done in 1958.
Okay.
What about 1968, Mark?
Well, I got to hear the story first.
Well, I don't have any stories from 1968.
I'm kind of waiting to hear.
I thought you had something ready, Mark.
What's that?
I thought you said you had something ready.
I do.
Then what are you waiting on Henry for?
Because I don't know which one he's going to do.
Attention. Okay, now all the listeners understand where I'm coming from.
Listen, lady.
They're on my side. I'm just saying.
Anyway, I have marked that I have delivered all of the 1968 news. But you can come over here and look at it and pick it out. All right? See what you can find. Actually, wait a minute. I have the word picture written down here, and I don't know that we've actually used this or not.
Well, we get them in a bulk
okay, all
status.
Right.
And I don't know what dates they are until you read them. So
All right, here we have some news out of Hiceville, okay? Maybe it's this story.
I think this is it.
Mrs. J.B. Alexander and Mrs. Bessie Montgomery and Mrs. E.W. King were in Louisville shopping Thursday, and they visited Mr. and Mrs. Roger Montgomery and family. Also, Mr. and Mrs. Dennis Ross of Bowling Green and Mrs. Edward Ross visited the Sam Terry family last Sunday. And the archivist here parenthetically inserts that this is Sam the banker, not Sam the newspaper guy. So we've got to get the right Terry family that got visited from the Ross family in 1968.
I think this is what this is for. All right. It says Hiceville News, and it's from 68.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Well, then let's just go to 1978.
Sounds good to me.
Porter Hayes of Edmonton caught a state record muskie at Dale Hollow March the 13th. How's this for a record? 43 pounds.
Goodness.
1978. Also, Glasgow's oldest movie mogul, Walter D. Jigger Aspley, has a new theater up his sleeve. Despite weather delays, it seems that if his twin cinemas on Highway 90 will pass through its skeleton stage and take form soon. So that's what is now the Marquee Cinemas out there. But back in 78, they were going to start off with two of them. And he put it together.
Actually, it is this little clip that they sent over is from 68. It is detailing the story that you were talking about, Mr. Terry.
All right.
Let me see if I can get it to lay over here for you. It says, Mr. and get a little closer here. Yeah, it's talking about, it says Mr. James Paul Walton, Mrs. It goes on. Just says that they visited. It says they visited Sam Terry.
That's right.
That's
banker Sam Terry.
People, one of the others, it reads Mrs. Felix Walters of Bonneville, and she visited her sister, Mrs. Eleanor Goodman, last week at the home of Miss Carrie Lessenberry. So I guess they used to tell when they would go visit people?
Well, and the thing is what we learned from that is that we need to do more of that.
Indeed.
What, visiting Sam Terry?
Well, yeah, or just visiting in general.
Have some snacks ready, Sam.
All right.
We're all headed over.
Gotcha. Also, 1978, Glasgow's only laundry, the Crown Laundry, was closed Friday for an indefinite period following a Friday morning fire.
Oh, wow.
That is a scary thought. The laundry burns down, you can affect a whole lot of people.
I've thought about burning my laundry before.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't want to do it. I don't like laundry.
This building is behind the Commonwealth Attorney's office there on Wayne Street. That's where the Crown Laundry was. 1988, we have a lot of things to wrap up here in the archives. Like this day in 1988, news that the lottery is going to be on the ballot in November.
Lotto.
We hadn't started the lottery thing yet, but this was 1988. It was on the ballot. Glasgow resident Cecil White has been located in Florida. Mr. White was reported missing by his family 3 months ago. So it's good that they located him.
Did he run away from home?
I don't know, but that would have been a golden alert back in 1988, but it just seemed like, he'll show up.
There you go. He'll be back shortly.
The Homeward Bound Singers of Glasgow are going to sing at the Wickerville Missionary Baptist Church Sunday night. And here's the Homeward Bound Singers. It's Wanda Dixon, Sue Vaughn, Larry Anderson, Ed Dixon, J.D. Dixon, Gay Strode Thompson, and James Vaughn making some tunes back in 1988. Two local students, Becky Smith and Tammy Gibson, are playing softball at Campbellsville College. A couple of young high school students there who have moved forward into the college ranks in 1988. Here's a name you hadn't thought of in a while, or I haven't at least. This was the day that Heilig Myers opened at 310 Columbia Avenue next to Mr. Joe's out there. Remember Heilig Myers?
I remember people talking about
Furniture
it.
store. 1988 it opened. This was talking about people talking about things.
Okay.
This was much talked about for many years, the production that it continues to be done at the Glasgow First Christian Church.
Okay.
Presenting The Last Supper. Now, here's the cast.
Okay.
And these are some stellar members of the community, like Randall Cook, Sam York, Billy Goodman, Ben Rogers, Chappie Rice, Butch Peterson, Paul York, Steve Ward, Joe Goodman, Mark Potts, Tommy Walbert, L.G. Dickinson, and Benny Dickinson, taking their place at the table to perform the Last Supper. And
That's pretty cool.
It was a much revered production that folks really enjoyed at the First Christian Church, going back to, this day was 1988. That was the cast then. All right, here's the one, Mark, I was going to ask you about. This was it's interesting that this occurrence is in the archives, because the news is that Stella Granny Gooden retired this day from R.R. Donnelly & Sons in 1988. That name ring a bell?
Say that name one more time.
Stella Granny Gooden retired from Donnelly.
Well, there's been several grannies.
Okay.
Like my granny was actually a granny, Joanne Ramsey. She worked out in the pub room, but I'm not aware of that one. That was before. I actually started in '98 and worked there for a year, and then came back about 6 years later. So,
well, anyway, it's nice to give her credit.
But I'm sure there's a ton of people out there that remember that name. I mean, there's people that have been out there for nearly 50 years.
Yeah.
Several people that have been out there nearly 50 years.
Before they were grannies.
Yeah.
1988, also this day, Jim Ream and Sam Chambers were presented plaques and welcomed to the Eaton Society of Invention by Mr. Don Doty, the Eaton plant manager. And I'm sure that was an excellent celebration. Also this day in 1988, Gene Bracken and Alan Pointer have been selected to receive the Daughters of the American Revolution Good Citizen Awards. That's a prestigious award for sure.
Well, yeah, to get a Good Citizen Award it is.
1998, this was the day that Barron County granted a court system extension to move the PVA office, giving more office space. So you see, we had the PVA, I think that was in the courthouse, so decided we got to come up with a place to put that somewhere else. And so
I like the PVA's office. It's nice.
Yeah, it is. It's very nice. It's easy to move around there, easy to find stuff. And finally, let's get in here to the archives and wrap up 2008. Making Glasgow a smoke-free community is the message addressed to the Glasgow City Council by Glasgow cardiologist Dr. Melissa Walton Shirley. Dr. Walton Shirley, a well-spoken physician who did a great presentation before the City Council to make it a smoke-free community in 2008.
10 years ago.
The first Green Market Expo this day 10 years ago drew 300 visitors from 5 counties on Saturday. Kimberly Page, the committee chairman, described the event as a huge success. Sounds like it to me.
Me too.
Winners of the DAR Good Citizen Award here in 2008, Ashley Bush, Carly Gardner, Jane Marsh, Julia Renee Wilson, and Holly Waddell. Some young ladies, good citizens also. Glasgow Police Department officer J.D. Walden was honored with the IACP DuPont Kevlar Survivors Club Award.
Well, isn't he fancy?
That's right. Also, the Glasgow Garden Club received a $300 grant to be used to create native sunshine habitat at Weldon Park. And Air Force Staff Sergeant Jeremiah D. Faulkner has returned to the U.S. after being deployed in Iraq. And lo and behold, that's the archives.
That is the archives.
I told you we had a lot to sweep under the rug. We didn't want to mince on any of the research of the archivists.
There you go.
And you can see that they do a fabulous job, and we do get to know so many things about the people that were here before us, and certainly set the pathway forward. And so on Monday, we're going to start off fresh in the month of April, thanks to the archivists who do the work and give us little sidebar tidbits in there, as well as our sponsors, Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services and the good folks at the Tony Hogan Health Clinic.
We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
The northwest winds at 6 miles an hour. 30 inches even on the barometer. 46 and misty out there today for sure.
Recent studies that have been done by the Barna Group, a religious research firm, are finding out that people feel more stressed out and more alone now than they did just 10 years ago. It used to be the case that if you asked someone, "How are you?" they probably said the generic, "Good." Today you ask someone, "How are you?" the most likely answer, busy or even tired. We are so stressed out, and most often we feel so alone. The answer is found in Scripture. Psalm 46, verse 10. You want to know how to feel less stress? You want to know how to never feel alone? Be still and know that I am God. I'll be exalted among the nations. I'll be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. What a wonderful thought. This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
The story of Easter is more than the story of the resurrection of Jesus. It is the ultimate story of rescue and redemption. It gives hope and salvation to all who believe. Coral Hill, Emmanuel, and First Baptist churches, along with Harlow's Chapel, invite you and your family to a celebration of worship, April 1st at the Barron County High School Gymnasium. Join us this Easter as we share the greatest story ever told. Doors open at 9. Service begins at 10. Child care provided.
Well, let's see here. I got to tell you about our person of the day. We are patting on the back by special request, Sharon Morrison. Now, Sharon is going to be 65 tomorrow, and we need to pat her on the back today and let everybody know that Sharon Morrison is as good as gold. Making her way into the 65 club tomorrow. Let her know so from WCLU. And a little taste of Texas. Let's see here. We've got the, what we actually have is we've got trivia coming up here just in a moment. Today at 11:30, the Barron County Circuit Court Clerk's Office will be closed for the state-observed spring holiday, Good Friday. And there's not going to be any written driver's test today, but they'll be back at it 8 o'clock sharp on Monday morning, April the 2nd. That's the Barron County Circuit Clerk's Office.
When Fire Pit Spirits first opened in May, they set out to be a place of business that puts service above all else, and that's why they have a large staff to help you find what you need and then help you do your car when you're done. They strive to have the best selection in the county, and you can be the judge of that. They also wanted you to have the convenience of a drive-through window for when you're in a rush, or if the weather just doesn't suit you. With so many options, Fire Pit Spirits make sure they're equipped for professionalism and satisfaction. Happy Valley Road in Glasgow, Fire Pit Spirits, best service, best selection, best friends.
All right, let me get over here and get ready to ask the trivia question here at WCLU. We got to always enjoy asking the question. Somebody's going to be winning a dinner at Long John's A&W. That's right, Long John's has a fish and more dinner waiting for you. Let's hear what else is going on. Long John Silver's A&W All-American Foods in Glasgow has a huge deal for a limited time. Listen up. Not one, but $2 double cheeseburgers for $6. Now, these are 2 1/3 pound double cheeseburgers for $6. What a deal. You can't find anything like that except at Long John's A&W on the Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. 2 double cheeseburgers, 1/3 pound, $6. Wow. Long John's. All right, let's ask Friday local trivia today here on WCLU. We have had lots of fun doing local trivia, and this one is combining a little local trivia and a little hoops. You know, the March Madness continues, and this is a little Friday local trivia question for you with respect to March Madness. College basketball players who were given the nickname Big Game went on to play pro ball. One of them is Glasgow's own Charles Big Game Hunter. Charles Big Game Hunter played college ball and then was drafted into the pros. Can you name those other two? Name one of the other two. I'm not going to ask you to name both of them. Can you name either one of the other two basketball players that his nickname was Big Game in college and in the pros? Hello, trivia.
Jerry Wells.
No, it wasn't Jerry Wells, but now Jerry played with Charles in college, but that wasn't his nickname. We're looking for the nickname Big Game. 3 of them. 3 of them. Actually, in history, one of them was Charlie Big Game Hunter. Can you name one of the others?
Yeah.
Who?
What do you think? Would it be Charles Glover?
No, not Charles Glover. What do we have here? The Big Game. That's a nickname. Charlie Big Game Hunter. But then there was also 2 other with the nickname Big Game. Played college ball and then pro. Just give me one of them. Trivia.
Clarence Glover.
No, it's not right. Talented player, though. Who can do this? Big Game Hunter. Famous name. It was used 2 other times for college basketball players who went on to play in the pros. Can you name one of them? All you got to do is name one of them and you'll win. Or if you name both of them, we ought to be able to double up. Hello, trivia.
Billy Buford.
I'm sorry?
Billy.
No, wasn't Billy Buford. This was these other 2 gentlemen were not from here, like Charlie Hunter is. But tell me, the nickname I'm looking for is Big Game. Big Game.
You know, we had a stumper last week on Friday.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not going to stump it. We're not giving up yet at all. We got to let them get in here. Trivia.
Larry Bird.
No, it wasn't Larry Bird. The nickname is Big Game.
Old Bird Hunter.
Trivia.
Bryant Reeves.
No, it's not right. Big Game. The nickname of 3 known players that played college and then go on to the pros. Can you name one of the other 2?
Hello?
Yes.
James Worthy.
That's it. That's one of them. Who is this speaking?
Donita Runyon.
All right, Donita. Now, you seem tickled.
Because I had no idea, but I was like really trying to Google it and check it.
All right. Well, now you know.
I know.
Big Game James Worthy. Perhaps you remember James Worthy. He was a Tar Heel, North Carolina Tar Heel.
Yep.
And then he got drafted by the L.A. Lakers. And then there was another Big Game Hunter. His name was Les.
Okay.
Les Big Game Hunter. Now, his alma mater's been in the sports news here with Loyola University.
Awesome.
Okay, so Les Big Game Hunter, Loyola University, then to the Detroit Pistons.
Awesome. Don't get me wrong now. I love basketball. I just did not know the answer to this one.
Well, I mean, it's really something to think about. You know, you don't have to automatically know every answer to be a fan, for sure.
That's true.
But it was said, of course, Charlie Big Game Hunter from Glasgow, Kentucky. He played out at Oklahoma City University and then went on, was drafted by the Boston Celtics.
Sounds good.
And so, we have a lot of criteria here. You can be a big game, but you also have had to have played college basketball and gone to the pros.
Yeah.
3 big games.
I'm too short to play any kind of basketball.
Yeah. Well, here's what you got. You got a fish and more dinner.
Thank
Donita,
you.
okay?
All right. Thank you,
See
Henry.
you there. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye. Donita
Bye-bye.
Runyon, that's right. Big game hunter. Big game, or actually they called it, when they used it, it was Big Game James Worthy. They moved the nickname to the beginning. Big Game James Worthy. And then, of course, Les Big Game Hunter. What more do you want to know on Friday local trivia, basketball trivia? 46 degrees. Thanks to everybody who lets us play trivia. Thanks to all the folks who chime in here. And thanks to our sponsor of trivia, Long John Silver's, 712.
CBS News updates. Russia kicking out 60 U.S. diplomats in response to the U.S. kicking out Russian diplomats and closing a consulate in Seattle over the poisoning of a spy in Great Britain. CBS News correspondent Kemi McCormick.
The Trump administration says there's no justification for Russia's retaliation. The U.S. ambassador was summoned to the Russian Foreign Ministry in Moscow and told 60 American diplomats would be expelled and the American consulate in St. Petersburg shut down. The diplomats have 48 hours to leave. The State Department calls the moves regrettable, and the U.S. is considering a response.
Brett Bruin, Global Situation Room, former director of global engagement at the White House. He says this is Vladimir Putin at work.
Putin is seeking to push out Western presence from Russia, and he got what he asked for.
He says the Russian president is playing three-dimensional chess on a two-dimensional board. CBS News Update. I'm Jim Taylor.
This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU FM Unfordville, W253BN Glasgow. Services of Royce Radio Incorporated.
24-month CD, 2.32 annual percentage yield, valid March 21st through April 30th, 2018. $500 minimum opening deposit, substantial penalty for early withdrawal, not valid with any other promotional rate offer. New deposits only, no add-on rates applied, limited time, rate subject to change.
This is Terry Bunnell, Chairman, President, CEO of the People's Bank, and yes, you heard right, 2.32 annual percentage yield for a 24-month certificate of deposit at the People's Bank. Stop by our location at 605C Happy Valley Road. Take advantage of this great rate. The People's Bank, working for you, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Here we are at Bailey Gibson Buick GMC, Happy Valley Road in Glasgow, visiting with Terry Hagan. Once again, this month, General Motors has put sweet savings on a lot of vehicles here at Bailey Gibson.
They have, Henry. I'm talking huge incentives on our 2017 and 18 Buick Encores, our Buick Envisions. So good that I like to call them big money savings. That is a used car price once that you take those 16% off. They've also come out with 16% off on your 2018 GMC Acadias. I don't know, they may have good ones next month and they may not.
There's no time like now.
No hassle, no pressure. 16% on all 2017 and 2018 Buick Encores and Buick Envision, and 16% on all 2018 GMC Acadias.
March Madness rules at Bailey Gibson Buick GMC, corner of Happy Valley Road and Lexington Drive, Glasgow.
I'm Jared Persley. And I'm Daniel Bird. As recent history tells us, disasters can happen. It's impossible to prepare for everything, but it is possible to prepare for what happens next. And that's where we come in. At ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance Agency, we can provide you with many options as an independent agency. And it's our job to make sure you know about all the what-ifs so that your policy has you prepared for what happens next. So just ask us. We'd be honored that you did. Just give us a call at 651-8837. We're ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance Agency, growing with a proud community since 1902.
On the morning show from WCLU at 7:15 and 46 degrees, we're looking for hopefully ending up some of this mist and turning it into at least a little sunshine, although a much cooler weekend looks like. We'll check in with Ray in a minute. Let's check in with the newsroom at Angela Briggs now. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. Well, Kentucky House Bill 114, which would bolster economic development efforts for 39 Kentucky counties, is now headed to the governor's desk after clearing the Senate 36-0 yesterday. As a publicly owned utility created by the federal government, the Tennessee Valley Authority is exempt from taxation, but instead makes payments to the state of Kentucky. The bill adjusts the TVA in lieu of tax payment formula to ensure more dollars from these payments stay in the 39-county region for economic development needs. House Bill 114 creates a framework for distribution and oversight to ensure the funds are used for job-attracting activities like land prep for industrial sites, infrastructure upgrades, or for matching federal, state, grant funding. Now, the TVA region includes Adair County, Allen County, Barron County, as well as Hart County, Simpson County, and Warren County. A large coalition of 19 lawmakers led by Representative Bart Rowland championed the original bill, House Bill 114. Kentucky State Police investigated a two-vehicle injury collision yesterday on the Cumberland Parkway near the Metcalfe-Adair County line, resulting in the parkway being closed down for more than 10 hours. 58-year-old Randy Johnson of Glasgow was driving a 2017 Volvo east on the parkway when, for an unknown reason, he lost control, entered the median, traveling into the westbound lanes, then went off the roadway, struck an earth embankment, leaving his trailer across the road. 47-year-old William Davis of Madisonville was driving a 2010 Freightliner westbound on the parkway when he struck the trailer, trapping him inside his vehicle. Davis was extricated from his vehicle by the Adair County and Metcalfe County Fire and Rescue Squads. Johnson and Davis were wearing their seatbelts and were transported to T.J. Sampson Hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. There are a couple of Easter egg hunts coming up tomorrow. The Metcalfe County Relay for Life's After Dark Egg Hunt is at the Edmonton Memorial Park football field. It's $5 entry fee. Children 11 and under, the hunt's at 6:30, and 12 and under, the hunt's at 7:30. And Glasgow Parks and Recreation's partnered up with the Barron County Family YMCA for the egg hunt at Beaver Creek Park. Over 10,000 eggs will be hidden. You'll get a chance to win prizes, including a bike. At 1 p.m., walking to 3 years old will hunt. 115s ages 4 to 7, and 130 ages 8 to 10. Glasgow police made several arrests on Thursday. They responded to Happy Valley Road after receiving to the Happy Valley Inn after receiving tips that a subject staying there had an active warrant. When officers arrived, they were given consent to search. Officers found methamphetamine, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia. 53-year-old James Penley, 55-year-old Patricia Warmack, and 49-year-old Charles Cardwell were all arrested, each charged with possession of a controlled substance and drug paraphernalia. Additionally, Penley was charged with possession of marijuana Penley was charged with giving officer false information and theft of identity. Warmack was additionally charged with possession of marijuana, and Cardwell was charged with tampering with physical evidence. All three were lodged in the Barron County Detention Center. And motorists should prepare for extremely heavy southbound volumes when traveling I-65 this weekend. In recent years, slow conditions were reported going into the week when many public schools are on spring break. Now, delays were not the result of incidents or construction activities. In these instances, volumes are simply heavier than 2 lanes can accommodate. Stop-and-go traffic is the result. This afternoon is expected to be the height of volume, but heavier than usual traffic is likely to continue through the weekend and remainder of spring break. Stay right here. Coming up in the second segment of local news, we'll hear from Matt Jones, who breaks down the wastewater pension bill. Right now it's 7:19 a.m., 46 degrees.
Outside and didn't like what you see? Or am I the only one who sees the things we could be? If we would make more of an effort, then I think you'd agree that we could make the world a better place, a place that is free. Life is really what you make of it. You gotta give and take a bit. Someone's always up and someone's always in a pit. Someone has too much.
It's that time of the year again, folks. The leaves are changing, holiday decorations are coming out, and that means only one thing. It's almost election time. Campaigns can be stressful. You've got to make it to every event, understand every issue, shake every hand, ask for every vote. You smile the entire time. Thank goodness you've got WCLU, your home for local.
I've been going around the world and I've been looking for revival, cause what I see is critical for all of our survival. People turning on each other, lovers put on.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Legendary Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Legendary's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Legendary's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
A last-minute resurrection of the state's besieged pension plan. It was a 291-page proposal, and so far it was approved by a legislative committee moments after it was released publicly. People didn't even read it yet. Here was the bill's Republican sponsor, John Bam Carney of Campbellsville, and what he had to say.
We need to address this issue so that we can move forward on many other things. One of those would be which pass a budget that would reflect commitment to public education so that our kids could get the skills necessary to get jobs that can grow them out of poverty.
Now, Carney says lawmakers expect the bill to save $300 million over 30 years. But you may remember that Kentucky's retirement system is actually $41 billion short of the money that will be required to pay benefits over the next 30 years. And literally just seconds ago, the bill passed. 49-46, 11 Republicans voting no, the rest voting yes, all Democrats voting no. It literally just passed. Now, obviously, the bill was met with a lot of opposition. Here's the reaction from House Minority Leader Rocky Adkins.
Now, Mr. Speaker, this bill goes a little bit farther with me than I am concerned about, beyond why I don't believe we need to make changes. Now, we can talk about the $40 billion unfunded liability. But since we don't have an actuarial analysis, I would submit that this bill has very little impact on the unfunded liability here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Now, Louisville Democrat Jeffrey Donahue got into a heated exchange with the bill's sponsor, Bam Carney. Take a look. This is an example of what happened all day.
I just want to know why we didn't provide an actuary analysis for this change to this bill.
Gentleman from Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, you know, a lot of this research and study has been out there for some time. Obviously, this was a decision that, like I said earlier, a couple weeks ago, I started thinking about. Didn't really reach the final conclusion until the last couple of days when I felt we may get out of here with possibly no pension, which personally I was concerned that may lead to no budget and some other things. So when I get the sub ready, they have not had time to do that.
Gentleman from Jefferson.
May I speak on the measure?
Yes, sir.
That's not a good answer.
Now, of course, there's been plenty of protests. Teachers lined up outside the Capitol. Some were locked out. Secretary of State Allison Grimes came and let them in, and they chanted from outside. And here's what Representative James Kay of Versailles said on their behalf.
They are neither ignorant, nor ill-informed, nor temper tantrum throwing babies. Our teachers are consummate professionals. I would say, if you were, I don't know, a state employee like a legislator, and you had a 291-page bill and you didn't read it, you might be ignorant on what's in it. You sure would be ill-informed about the contents of that legislature.
All right, so what we're going to do is take a look at the breakdown of what happened and how it might affect you. This is what lawmakers literally just passed. We'll start with the process. This afternoon around 2:30, Bam Carney and his committee released a 291-page bill in somewhat of a secret committee. People did not even know this bill was going to come up, and it literally was printed and handed to all the legislators, and in the committee, they were asked to vote on it 5 minutes later. It was put in a sewage bill. Now, the way this works is because they didn't introduce it earlier, they had to fit it into another bill. There was a bill dealing with wastewater, and they put this pension plan bill into the wastewater bill so it could get passed. So it actually went through a committee that doesn't even have anything to do with pensions. And this may be the biggest issue. There was no actuarial analysis. Now, before a bill's passed in Kentucky, there's actually a state law that requires people to look and see how much will it cost the state and how much money will it save. Well, they didn't do that on this bill. Because they didn't do it, some argue it violates state law. But maybe more importantly than even that, we don't know how much money this bill will save, and we don't know how much money this bill will cost because they passed it without doing what is legally required, finding out the cost. Now, the question is, what does this bill do? And I want to give you some of the things we know. Let me be clear. I don't know all of it because, guess what? I haven't gotten to read it either. But this is what we've gleaned so far. Number one, it's like Senate Bill 1, which was the original pension bill, except it took out the cost of living adjustment. You may remember that they were decreasing cost of living adjustments for teachers. It took that out. But here's the problem. That was actually the biggest savings in the other bill. Even though everyone pretty much agreed it was treating teachers incorrectly, it did actually save money. But by taking it out, it's not clear that this bill saves any money. In addition, they took away the % guarantee return for new teachers. So put it like this. If you know someone that's considering to becoming a teacher, they will no longer get a pension. They will get a 401k hybrid plan. But most importantly, they will not be guaranteed any return whatsoever. Unlike a pension or other things where you get a return, this has no guarantee. So you could invest the money and not see anything back. In addition, and this might be the most important, it takes away the inviolable contract. And what that means is for future teachers, their benefits can, after they started, be changed forever, and there's nothing they can do about it. They can be in the system for 10 years, see their benefits change later, and there's nothing they can do. For future teachers, this is a terrible bill. Now, for those teachers or retired teachers now, you need to know it caps the sick leave as of 2018. That means whatever your sick leave is at the end of this year, that's it in terms of your ability to save it. This will have a huge impact on teachers as they determine whether or not to retire. And finally, it cuts the death benefits, not only for teachers, but also for hazardous state employees. There was a $5,000 death benefit for spouses, and that has been taken away. So why did all this happen? To be honest with you, I'm not really sure. It doesn't save a lot of money. And for future teachers, it makes being a teacher in Kentucky not the best deal at all. I almost think the Republican legislature just wanted to pass something in order to pass it. I didn't agree with the first bill, but some could argue it at least saved money. But this bill saves no money, yet makes future teachers actually have a profession that doesn't look nearly as good. It just passed. It will change the Kentucky education system, and it occurred in just a few hours. I personally think that's shameful.
That was from Matt Jones in Hay, Kentucky. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs at 7:30 a.m., 46 degrees.
Network. I'm Jaleesa Chapman. The Kentucky House and Senate have passed a bill to overhaul Kentucky's pension system. The Senate voted 22-15 Thursday to approve a bill that preserves most benefits for current workers.
The only change for our valued public employees relates to future unused sick time. This means that after this legislation takes effect, unused sick time days cannot be tacked onto years of service for retirement credit.
Republican John Carney of Campbellsville sponsors the bill. He says new hires would be impacted the most. That did not stop hundreds of current teachers from protesting last night and today. Some Kentucky school systems are closed due to the lack of teachers at work. The pension reform bill is now on Governor Matt Bevin's desk to sign. The man suspected of shooting and killing a Hopkinsville police officer is dead. 34-year-old James DeCourcy was posing as a police officer around 5 Thursday night. DeCourcy pulled over 38-year-old Officer Philip Meacham, who was off duty. DeCourcy shot Meacham, who later died at the hospital. After the shooting, DeCourcy fled in a stolen pickup to Clarksville, Tennessee, where he was eventually shot and killed by Clarksville officers. Students and staff are supporting a classmate who lost his mother and father in the same day. 51-year-old Jesse Kilgus of Elizabethtown was shot and killed by police in the parking lot of John Hardin High School, where his son attends, Wednesday afternoon. Police say Kilgus killed his wife, Ruth, earlier that day. John Wright, spokesperson for the Hardin County School District, tells WLKY students made cards for the Kilgus' son to offer encouragement.
He knows he's loved by his school family, and they have wrapped their arms around him.
The officer-involved shooting is under investigation by Kentucky State Police. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
This is an advertisement.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
7:34 as we get started today. We're going to be checking out the weekend weather forecast, the Easter Sunday forecast, and several Easter Sunday sunrise services coming up, which we're going to be talking about to make sure you're aware of the opportunities. But it's going to be nippy on Sunday morning, Easter Sunday morning, at least Ray Stajic thinks that it's going to be.
Get the front through, and we will, but some chillier air back behind it, and with that front coming through by tomorrow morning, we're about 10 degrees colder than we are this morning. This afternoon's 54 is 13 degrees below average, considerably cloudy, and still some occasional showers around today. Tonight we will clear it, falling back to about 36 degrees. A chilly start to our Saturday, then mostly sunny in the afternoon, 66. Maybe a shower by the evening hours as clouds increase, and then a steadier rain overnight. Sunday looks like rain, and high temperatures in the upper 40s for Easter Sunday, unfortunately. Monday, mostly cloudy, low 60s, showers, thunderstorms around for the first part of Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. We had about 3/4 of an inch of rain yesterday, and things are kind of calm out there right now. We had some mist earlier today, but still about 0.72 in the rain gauge. Southwest winds at 6 miles an hour. and 96% humidity. 46 degrees now at 7:36.
Hack Whitty, Marita Whitty Lyle, David Whitty, Becky Lyle, names that have been trusted in this community for quality auto repairs for 46 years. Names you can continue to trust for many years to come. At Whitty's Complete Car Care, they specialize in all your car repair needs, including brakes, tune-ups, and diagnostics. And you won't believe their amazing tire prices. If you're ever in need of towing or unlocking service, Jeff is ready and waiting 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Whitty's Complete Car Care on Rogers Road in Glasgow. 46 years and counting.
The Empty Nest Inside Pharmacy Express is your shop for home, body, gifts, weddings, babies, and more store. You'll find a little bit of everything, and it's far from empty. If you need a gift for someone during bereavement, the Empty Nest carries wind chimes, picture frames, birdhouses, and canvas prints for remembering a loved one. Celebrating a new baby or a couple just getting married, the Empty Nest has bridal and baby registry too. You'll see it's not so empty at the Empty Nest Inside Pharmacy Express at the corner of the Bypass and Cleveland Avenue in Glasgow.
The Allen Masonic Lodge, located on the 3rd floor of the elevator-accessible downtown U.S. Bank Building, is hosting a chili supper to raise funds for the Kids Hope charity. The supper will take place on Saturday, April the 7th at 5 p.m. Please come out and support our efforts to help support the youth of our area. They are our future. Not to mention, we've got some delicious chili recipes. You'll want to try multiple kinds. That's Saturday, April 7th, 3rd floor of the downtown U.S. Bank Building. Elevator access begins at 5 p.m., benefiting Kids Hope charity.
Why don't we check out the birthdays and get ready for spring break with Ralphie's Fun Center. Get ready because Ralphie's is going to have something special every single day next week of spring break. And we're going to be giving you the daily specials so that, so that you can plan ahead and get out there to Ralphie's and enjoy spring break, because that's what it's all about. And Ralphie's knows how to make it fun. That's Ralphie's Fun Center. Let's get the birthdays going here today. I got several to add to tell you about on today's birthday list, including Oliver Anderson. Oliver is 1 today. We also have Charles Thomason celebrating today. It's the birthday of Steve Lockhart. Kim Myers is 50 today, we understand. We also have Haley Edwards, Reva Brown. Dottie Ritter has a birthday. It is the birthday of Tony Williams, Karen Bracken, Marilyn Barrick, Steve Ward with a birthday today. Anniversary for James and Ann Russell. Saturday, Donnie Owen Wilson is 66. Willie Oscar Smith is also 66, and his niece Chelsea Smith is 17, we understand. I got a gong over here that was requested. If I can get the gong to play, hold on here. Whatever I did with that gong, it's for Ewing Hopkins. Ewing is 80 today. And we want to be sure and wish Ewing Hopkins a happy 80th birthday. I'll get that gong here in a minute. Austin Hayes is 37. Vernie Hayton with a birthday. Greg Martin. Georgia Glover. Bruce Gibson. Sharon Morrison is 65. Kathy Hogue has a birthday on Saturday. And then we've got anniversaries for Sunday. For Saturday. Anniversaries: James and Virginia Denton, Rodney, and Amanda Norris. Now, let's get over here to page number 3, which is for the first day of April. It's going to be the birthday of Courtney Bennyfield, Amy Page Bartley. Sherry Reinhardt has a birthday on Sunday, and we also have the birthday Sunday of Courtney Bennyfield and Todd Hodges. Todd Hodges.
Got one here, Kendall Shaw.
Kendall Shaw.
His birthday from Sister Amber.
Okay, is that today?
Kendall Shaw.
Okay, we got it. Phone lines are open, 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Online, WCLUradio.com. We don't want to leave anybody out because it's important that we celebrate with everybody on their birthdays. Thanks to Ralphie's Fun Center. planning on spring break being fun for you and yours.
Shut that window! We can't afford to heat the whole neighborhood. You ever said that to someone in your house? Smith Siding in Glasgow would love to show you how much heat the neighborhood gets even with your old leaky and efficient windows shut. And how much better their vinyl replacement windows insulate against outside cold air. Plus, they're easy to clean and bring new life to the appearance of your home. Randall and Shane Smith would love to talk to you about windows. In business for 44 years. We get it right. 651-1009. Nothing can take down a home like a debilitated, leaky roof. How can you find a roofing contractor who can analyze the problems and then come up with a quote that may be less expensive than you think? Smith Siding has a great reputation in Southern Kentucky. In fact, insurance companies depend on Smith Siding as a reliable contractor. You can too. Have Shane and Randall Smith look at your situation and start the process. In business for 44 years, we get it right. Smith Siding, 109 Ensminger Drive, behind Dairy Queen.
We're here with the Shrimp Trio. They're playing a gig at Colton's. Here's fried shrimp.
What's up?
This is grilled lemon pepper shrimp.
Hello, ma'am.
And grilled Del Rio shrimp.
Howdy, partner. How y'all doing?
Get the Shrimp Trio now at Colton's Steakhouse and Grill and enjoy Tangler's rice and a side. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, serving you in Glasgow, Campbellsville, Radcliffe, and Bardstown. We know what's at stake in shrimp, too.
All right, let's see here. Let me tell you about Kendall Shaw, who's having a birthday today. We also have just, actually, I learned this last hour, but I didn't get it on the right piece of paper. It's Knox Stevens. Knox Stevens is turning 6 today. And on the Sunday birthday list, let's add the birthday of Tony Simmons. And don't forget that today we are patting on the back by special request Sharon Morrison. Sharon is going to be 65 tomorrow, so we want to be sure and pat her on the back today and let her know she's good as gold. From WCLU and a little taste of Texas.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish.
When it comes to serving God. Joshua 24:15 says that we can choose to follow the old traditions and beliefs of our family. These may or may not be correct. That all depends on whether those who taught us before were following God's way or their own way. We can also follow the ways, ideas, and beliefs of the society around us. These have never been correct. Mostly they are just ungodly and are striving to be politically correct in spite of what God's Word says. Finally, we can strive to act, think, and speak as Jehovah has directed. Only one of these ways will lead to life. The other two only bring evil upon the world and cause the follower to be self-condemned. The choice belongs to each individual, but one must choose wisely. The choice is one that determines heaven or hell in the final analysis. If we choose to serve the traditional beliefs and actions of our family, we had better compare them to God's inspired Word to make sure they will be in accordance with that Word. If we choose to serve the wisdom, belief, and practices of a politically correct society, we are headed down a dead-end street, for those surely are in opposition to all that is good and right. Finally, if we choose to serve Jehovah, we must do so on His terms, not on our own. He is Lord. Choose wisely. This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
Are you looking for your dream home? Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
7:45 now, WCLU, waking up with 46 degrees. Good Friday service is coming up tonight at Peters Creek Missionary Baptist Church at 6:30 p.m. It's going to be the pastor there is Brother Jamie Thompson. We'll make sure you know about that. A foot washing service tonight, 7 o'clock at Glasgow Faith Church on Highway 1297. The pastor is Roger Pointer. He's Alive Community Church Easter Play is this Saturday at 7 p.m. The church is located at 1499 Burkesville Road in Glasgow. We have sunrise services at the Glasgow Faith Church on Sunday morning at 6 a.m. Breakfast will follow with regular church service at 10 a.m. No Sunday school and an Easter egg hunt after the service. Pastor is Roger Pointer. Also, the Pleasant Home Baptist Church is having sunrise services Sunday at 6 a.m. out on Highway 921, the Bewleytown Road. Brother Jeremy England is the pastor. Peters Creek Missionary Baptist Church Easter sunrise service Sunday at 6 a.m. with a fellowship breakfast to follow. Sunday school begins at 9:45, worship at 11. The pastor is Brother Jamie Thompson. There's also going to be Lick Branch Cumberland Presbyterian Church special Easter service Sunday at 8, followed by a fellowship breakfast. There's no Sunday school or 11 a.m. service. The pastor is Brother B.J. Childress. The annual Easter sunrise service at Morrison Park Camp meeting is this Sunday morning at 6 o'clock. That's going to be out on Highway 63, 5 miles south of Glasgow. Brother Dale Copus is going to be the evangelist. Refreshments will be served in the Morrison Library cabin following the service. The Center United Methodist Church Easter service will be Sunday at 10:45. The choir will present the cantata, Behold the Lamb. An Easter egg hunt will follow the service. The pastors Neil Jeffries and the church family invite you to attend. The Sneed family was going to sing at the Bethel Independent Baptist Church on Easter Sunday evening at 6 p.m. The pastor is Brother Ricky Prophet.
Got one late birthday to throw in there, Henry. We got Rusty Davis is going to be 65 on Sunday. Yep, and want to wish him a happy birthday.
Okay, Rusty Davis, 65 on Sunday.
That's right.
We'll take care of him.
Weather from WCLU brought to you by Marianne's Hallmark. Closing soon.
Hey, Mom. Hello, sweetie. How was school? It was pretty good, Mom. Do we have time to stop somewhere before practice? Maybe. Why? All the kids at school are talking about Marianne's Hallmark is closing for good, and they're selling out the store. Oh, honey, we can go some other day. But some other day, all the stuff I want may be gone. They've marked a lot of it down as much as 75% off. Well, like mother, like daughter. Mama loves a good sale.
Marianne's Hallmark is going out of business, and you can save as much as 75% on our inventory before we close for good.
Continuing with the clouds and a little damp weather around on this Friday. Good news is that we'll get some drier air in here, and it looks like a great-looking Saturday. Sprinkles of rain around this morning and a few showers at times. Cloudy otherwise, and considerably cloudy through the day. Occasional rain showers, probably more hours of dry than wet. 54. We will clear tonight, colder, 36. Tomorrow, slight chance of showers, 66. That chance later. We'll probably have sunshine for most of the day. Showers and steadier rain tomorrow night with a chance of rain on Easter Sunday, highs upper 40s. Monday, mostly cloudy, low 60s. Showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Chilly out there this morning, 46 degrees. We've had a little mist out there as well. This WCLU weather update brought to you by Mary Ann's Hallmark. Mark, you want to say something?
Oh, yeah, I've got a major retraction here. I don't know where I got that. It is Becky Davis.
Okay.
And it is a her.
Okay, all right.
Not a him. So
Becky,
we want to apologize.
Rusty,
there.
you know, okay.
Yeah, well, we're going to keep some people out of trouble there, including ourselves.
That's right. But first and foremost, so I can change Rusty to Becky without any trouble, okay?
Indeed.
And I can go live and talk to the one and only Terry Hagan.
There he is.
At Bailey Gibson Buick GMC. As boy, what a fun month March has been out there, Terry Hagan.
It sure has. It's been a great month. Great deals have been going on, and we have just a couple more days left of the General Motors incentives for the month of March. And don't want people to miss these great deals. I mean, I've got until the end of the month that I've got Buick Envisions and Encores that have got 16% off the sticker. Now, that's a huge amount of savings.
Well, you know what? I am. This is such a tremendous amount of savings. I think you're doing well just to even have much of an inventory left out there.
Yes, we've sold a lot of them, and we've got a few left, and we would like for people to take advantage of the good deal that is still on before the month ends and the incentives end. You never know what may be next month, and I wouldn't want you to lose that 16% because on some of those vehicles, that equates to like $8,000.
Yeah, you just don't want to throw that out with the garbage, do you?
No, sir, you don't, because that's just throwing money away.
No question about it. So, Terry Hagan at Bailey Gibson, and you've got several compadres out there that work with you as far as other folks who enjoy helping folks buy their next vehicle, and any one of them can sit down and show you exactly where the savings are. Show me the money, as it used to be, you know.
Yeah, show me the money. And yes, sir. And anybody at our location there at Bailey Gibson will be more than glad to help you, answer any questions, show you anything. And as always, it's hassle-free, no pressure. You come in, tell us what you want to look at. We'll get the keys. We'll look at it. We'll explain it to you. We'll let you drive it. If you want to see what kind of deal we can give you, we'll sit down and do that. But I can't stress how important it is. Buicks have really got a lot of money off right now. And, I mean, that some of that gets those brand new 2017 and 18 Buicks down to a used car price. So you're actually getting a brand new car at a used car price with full warranty. Again, Buick has got that wonderful bumper-to-bumper warranty, 4-year, 50,000 miles. You've got a maintenance program with it where you get tire rotation and your free oil changes for a couple of years. And also, as well, we've got some incentives on our GMC product as well. But the Buick, I just can't stress how much of a savings this is for someone wanting a quality, brand new vehicle.
What about the look on people's faces when you tell them how much they're saving?
Well, they can't believe it, and we've kind of made it real easy for you. We've got stickers hanging in the windshields that tells you what they were and how much they are now. And I mean, it shows you that you know exactly what you're giving for the vehicle without even asking.
All right. This is the day to get it done. If you've got a big, long list of stuff to get done for the month of March, you better get this one moved up to the top today, okay?
Yes, sir.
Terry, thanks a lot. We don't know what's going to happen next, but we know what can happen today. You can go to Bailey Gibson and make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Have a good weekend and happy Easter, sir.
Happy Easter to you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, 7:53 here at WCLU.
I'm Roxanne.
Mark Jones here with WCLU, and I'm at the Barron County YMCA. So I'm here with Terry Bunnell, and we've been having a conversation this afternoon where we are discussing some of the things that the YMCA has been undergoing in the last year, and one of those things is a pretty hefty building project. Terry, can you tell us about one of the features that you were telling me about earlier?
Very excited. We have added off of our pool deck here 2 family changing rooms, or 2 bathrooms off of the pool deck. So you got to get out of the water, you got to go to the bathroom. Before we had these, you had to go in the locker room, the women's locker room or the men's locker room. Now you don't have to go in the locker room. You go into one of the bathrooms that are off the pool deck here. For our parents that have children, small children, they won't have to go into the women's locker room, the men's locker room. They'll come through the entrance to our swimming pool area, and they'll come in and use one of the family changing rooms here.
Okay. Looks like a really nice update.
Oh, it is. It's a great update, Mark. We've been in this project for a little bit over a month now. Folks from Scott Murphy Daniels done a great job adding this facility onto off of our pool deck. As you mentioned, this is a family changing room. It'll be a bathroom off of our pool deck. Your family can come here, can use this. Before you go out to the out to the swimming pool, you can come in here and use a shower. If you're in the swimming pool, you can come in here and use the bathroom without going to our locker rooms.
Gotcha.
It's right off the pool deck.
All right.
So the accessibility is wonderful for us.
Folks, you can't really tell this on camera, but it's got a texture to the floor. You can tell that a lot of thought has went into planning. So Terry, tell me a little bit about what kind of planning went into coordinating building.
Yeah, well, a lot of planning's gone into
I bet.
We've been thinking about this for the last year, getting this done, and we started, like I say, approximately a month ago. We appreciate our membership working with us to be patient with us as we took down each of the locker rooms. Actually, where we're at was a part of the locker room, and this happened to be a part of the ladies' locker room, that we took a portion of that out to make this onto the pool deck. So everybody's been cooperating great with us. This is just another feature to improve the experience for our members here at the YMCA. The other part, we're here in the new changing rooms or the family bathrooms or the bathrooms off the pool deck, but we've got 2 locker room renovations that we've done, both for the women and for the men. Totally revamped that. Nice, clean look to it now. We've been here 26 years and we were needing to update our facility. We spent approximately $250,000 in this renovation. Money well spent for our membership to last for a long time. Okay, so we're going to get a chance to take a look at a lot more of those features over the coming weeks as we start to feature a segment that we're going to do on what's happening at the Y. This is the Berrien County Family YMCA, so that you can understand some of the amenities that are available to you in the community, and give you an update of some of the events and some of the classes, and have aerobics here. I'm sure weightlifting. We've got Zumba. We got tons of the cardio classes, and we want people to come and be a part of that. Great instructors, the staff, so we're very fortunate in our community to have a facility like this that many people have helped to get us to this point over the years. Yeah, I think it's a great chance for people in our community to have a look at what's available, because I know as a dad myself, it is sometimes hard to find something for them to do. I noticed on the way in, there's childcare here, there's looks like a lot of things that are tailored towards not just a family but for kids. And so over the next coming weeks and going on indefinitely, we're going to be featuring some of these programs and some of the facilities, and we'll be talking a little bit more with Terry and some of the other staff that's here as well, and getting to know some of the people at the Berrien County Family YMCA. So from within the bathroom here, the family changing room. Yeah. We're proud of this, yes. Very proud of this. So this is Terry Bonnell, and he is actually the president of the YMCA. The president of YMCA. So for WCLU, I'm Mark Jones. Okay, so
7:58. Teresa Buchanan is having a birthday today. I want to be sure and get that in before we take the news break here at the top of the hour. And one more thing, I got to get our size 9.5 gallon hat over here and dig down in here and see who's going to win dinner at a Little Taste of Texas. We have folks have really been doing good about nominating people to be good as gold. And just like today, it is Sharon Morrison Day because she's going to be 65. And now I'm going to dig down in here into this hat and see what I see as far as one piece of paper, opening it up. Says here it's Curtis Wilson. Curtis Wilson, wherever I can hold it where they can see it on the TV. Curtis Wilson is the winner of dinner at a Little Taste of Texas. And Curtis is going to enjoy that, just like everybody I know is going to always enjoy going down to a Little Taste of Texas. So we'll get ready next week and find out exactly who may just be winning next week here on WCLU. We really thank a Little Taste of Texas for sponsoring our Good as Gold honoree.
A local radio service of Royce Radio Incorporated. This is WCLU Glasgow. WCLU FM Munfordville, Glasgow. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by TheraWorks Relief.
I'm Jim Taylor. Syria. 2 coalition personnel killed today. CBS News correspondent Cammie McCormick.
This happened last night in Syria, though the U.S. military doesn't say